So beautiful and so informative. I actually recently saw a bird documentary with the documentary subject, Tim Layman, not realizing who he was. So it's so cool to get a deeper look and deeper dive into who this cinematographer and this photographer was, and all the passion and enthusiasm he has for his work. It really shows. From the very first shot, with those beautiful feathers on that yellow bird, you can really tell you're watching something special. And the shots just keep on coming. There's so much beautiful photography, and it really does show that Tim Layman is a master of his craft. And when they go on further to explain the texture and the importance of getting all the different diversity of color and shimmer on feathers, it just further further helps contextualize just how much expertise and how much work goes into creating these iconic images in documentaries and National Geographic. I think they do a really great job of highlighting the enthusiasm and passion that Tim Layman has for his craft. And I thought I loved the narrative arc of going back to when he was born in Japan and sort of showing those pictures about how he's always been immersed in nature, and then further connecting that to his excursion into Brazil. And you really understand that this is a lifestyle for him and his family, and the impact that he has not just on the people around him, the people in his field, but anybody who's ever seen a nature documentary or picked up a National Geographic magazine has been affected and by his work. So the documentary really hits that point home.
Super fascinating. I just thought Tim was a great subject to choose. He's a super interesting figure. His love for the craft of filmmaking and his love for nature both just come through so strongly, and it's just so contagious. I thought the filmmakers did a really great job of capturing that specifically. This is a film about filmmaking, and it's a film about nature. And I just really love that the movie combines those two elements, combines art and nature. Um, this film is just so inspiring and uplifting, and it has such a spirit of adventure. And the cinematography is just beautiful. Overall, it was just a really joyful film to watch.
What an incredible wildlife photographer. And I think that the filmmakers really did justice to his work, but also doing such incredible justice to like the shots that they took for themselves. I mean, it was just absolutely gorgeous. Especially when they went to Pantanal, I just thought that that place was breathtaking. All of the diverse bird life that was there. And I loved watching what everybody was doing to try to help the hyacinth macaws in there. This film was stunning. I'm so glad that I watched this. I felt like I learned something, not only who Tim Layman was and his wildlife photography, but I learned so much about all this different wildlife that was down in Brazil in Pantanal.
Just gorgeous to look at. I mean, all these beautiful, gorgeous shots that he's getting with these birds and the wildlife, just amazing. And the fact that he's willing to go to these extents as far as going all the way up in these trees and through these wildernesses and just different areas that look kind of treacherous as far as the terrain. I just think that's amazing. And he's gotten some amazing shots because of it. And these birds are beautiful. And I've always loved nature. And I think this really does have an impact, and it will have an impact on people to care more about birds and nature and just the environment too. And I think it's really great and just beautiful cinematography on this whole thing, and just the pictures that he got, just gorgeous. So great job to everybody. I like the music, the pacing, everything about it. Production value was great.
See a different kind of perspective because he obviously really enjoys bird watching and really enjoys doing this photography. He put a ton of work and love into this book that he was making, but even he hadn't gone to Brazil, so getting to experience this in a way like with him for the first time I thought was so cool. And getting obviously to see the footage that they were able to capture was amazing and incredible, and like getting all these different images of not only the place where, you know, these birds exist, but also of the birds themselves. They're really, really beautiful, and not something I probably ever would have seen in any other situation. So I really loved that aspect of it.
Very beautiful piece, you know, showing these people doing what they do, and they do it very well. And I think, you know, it's good to hear like these stories you don't really think about, but also like, seeing all these beautiful nature shots and everything. I think it's very well done, and I really liked it.